What
Hi,
up, Trey?
how's it going?
How you
Hey.
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited to chat with you. I'm actually very gagged to be chatting with y'all. Like, I was thinking like at least top two. Like, y'all are my top two.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have so much to get into, so we're just gonna dive right in because I want to make the most of our time. But
Okay.
I'm Trey with Blavity. But first off, what are both of your immediate feelings right now? Because it seemed that you all have made so much progress over the past few days, a lot of cute dates. Got to go to the Hideaway. Shout out to the worldwide hit song "Eat That Cake in the Hideaway."
Okay.
What are your immediate thoughts on being so close to the end and being eliminated right now?
It's a bittersweet moment, honestly. Like we got to walk out together, so that means we won. So there's not anything more I could really ask for. It's just the feeling of like leaving everybody behind, like the close friendships that we made, the people that we love so much. It's like, damn, we're not gonna wake up to you guys anymore, but I mean, we still get to wake up together. So it's just one of those things of like, hey, I guess it had to end at some point, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly, it is a bittersweet moment. We're leaving a lot of friends behind,
yeah,
but I feel like I came and did what I needed to do. We had a long process throughout this entire season, and once I felt like it was time for me and her to be exclusive, I felt at that moment my journey ended. I was cool with it. It was just time for us to leave.
yeah. So it's like you didn't win, but you still won at the same time.
Nah,
Exactly. Yeah.
exactly.
So that's great. That's great. So I want to talk to you both about the aftermath of the mailbox night because there was a lot of things happening during that night. And it's a few things that a lot of viewers are still kind of like unclear on what was happening. So first off, I want to dive into the moment with Huda and for both of your perspectives, kind of like what happened in that moment and kind of like maybe the levels of inappropriate that reached because it definitely had a reaction with you, Chelley and Ace. You had kind of a similar, like, yeah, that was a lot. What can you just give me y'all's perspective on what happened and how that made you both feel in that moment and then in the time afterwards?
I mean, I know for me in that moment, like I was very upset. Especially like, we stand on this code of like girl code and having respect for one another. In that moment, I didn't feel like I was being respected. So in that moment, I was very disappointed and just like I didn't enjoy it anymore, you know? But I mean, we got to have conversation and resolve it and like find a middle ground to like, we could squash this, we could get past it and continue our friendship.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 24 hours in a day. Only 1 hour gets shown.
yeah.
But again, as long as she moved on from it, and she's at a clear mind, that's what I cared about, is making sure she was okay. But it was a lot that went
Yeah,
down.
yeah. And Shelley, I want to see if you could provide any more context to more this is more so related to the mailbox of it all. And what was kind of said in the conversations you and Huda had about Chris coming back to the villa and you not really feeling that it was maybe done with the same purpose in mind that you may have had.
Um, the conversation was, I want to be able to bring him back. Like she knows Ace and I's connection is very strong. So she know there was a big chance that, I wasn't gonna couple up with Chris. So her thing was like, I know you guys still want to explore. So how about I bring him for you and I'll also like explore, but I know what you guys have. And then, we'll just go from there. And in the moment, like as days was happening, it didn't seem like that's what it was. But also, I just realized for myself, I'm like, you know what? After all was said and done and the arguing and stuff, like everything worked out how it was supposed to. So, yeah, it was just a crazy situation.
Yeah, yeah. And one last mailbox related question. Ace, I want to dive into the whole Amaya of it all because I felt you both had like ups and downs with a relationship,
Yeah.
and later friendship throughout this season. Were you, it seemed that you were a bit surprised when she was polling pretty high on some of the fan polls that took place during the last few episodes. How do you feel about because it seemed like you both did come to common ground toward, as time went on. But
Yeah.
I guess a lot of fans are wondering, um, when you first chose Amaya, did you think that you all would have had as many disconnects as you did? Because it seemed like you chose her, and then it really didn't even go anywhere, to be honest.
Honestly, how that all turned to be was me and Shelly had a conversation of, we did know each other coming into this experience, but we weren't going to just lock in with each other. We wanted to explore and get to know different people. So Amaya was one of those people who I really wanted to, choose and get to know and get to explore. And again, it's 24 hours in a day, only 1 hour gets shown. And it was a lot of conversations that led up to that point. But Amaya is a great, great person. Amaya is a extremely friendly person, and I love the friendship that we built. Like our friendship was started really, really earlier than what you
Yeah.
guys have seen, throughout this whole entire process. And that's why I defend her even in conversations and stuff like that. Like we might have not worked out like romantically, but as a friend, she's super, super down to earth, and I love Amaya.
Yeah, I mean, it was even interesting to see how, even though you both had like a back and forth during the mailbox segment, you did,
Mhm.
that was
Yeah,
some tense moments during that episode.
yeah,
But
yeah,
good to see like at least in the past few days, everything around the village seemed to be like everybody was happy. It was like Friendship Island for real in the
yeah.
last few days. And also I'm someone who, I always root for Black love on these types of shows. So that's why, I'll always love to see how your relationship kind of evolved throughout these past few episodes. What do you think was the biggest point of growth that you both achieved from, first, having interest in each other and coupling and like where to the point you are now? What do you think is the biggest moment of growth throughout that process?
I would have to say when the whole Kasamore experience happened, like before it was like what would people say is the honeymoon phase, but then Kasamore happened, and that's like where more sides of us was being shown. We really were learning about each other's communication style, what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good, and just really learning like, okay, you know what, there's more to relationships than like all the happy and cheery things. Like there's the moments where things don't feel so good, but how do you navigate that? So being that we were able to navigate that was like a turning moment of, okay, you know what, this is meant to be, like this is my person.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that I want you to talk a little bit about the friendships that you built throughout this process. I think even with like with the girls, when we thought that Alanger was going home, there's this like gif of you of like Huda just like she let out this like screeching like yell and just falls to the floor, and then like you're like beside her on the floor. They're like Shelly wants to get Alanger's suitcase. It was like
No.
so hilarious.
Yes.
So we
At
have
this
that,
point.
and then Ace, the you and Nick and Taylor had such a tight friendship. There are some people who, even on the show and fans, think that like you may have been like the ringleader of sorts, but like it showed that like, but it showed how much y'all cared about each other because both with those eliminations, like everybody was like super, super emotional. So
Yeah.
can you just dive into how you were able to have such strong bonds with these people in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, I mean, it's not every day that you get to spend every single day and 24 hours with your friends. So at first we all walked in and we're all like strangers. I remember the first day, like I always say to everybody, like how I pictured you the first day, I couldn't imagine you being who you are now because it's like we were all so nervous and this and that. But instantly, like we realized, okay, we're in the same experience. We're together morning, noon, and night. Like we're like really seeing each other through and through at our best moments, at our worst moments, like so many different things. And like the moments that you guys don't even get to see is when we're together and we're talking deeply about like our past and where we come from and who we are and really clicking and bonding on those things. So,
Mm.
being in this whole thing together just made us like grow this unforgettable bond that just like can't be broken. Like no one could say that they went through the same experience with us. And that's something we'll always share. So those moments really made us so tight where it's like, damn, that is why I was so devastated to see Landry go because that's my girl. Like everybody probably sees 10 minutes, 5 minutes of our relationship when I spent 24 hours with this girl every single day and we're really pouring into one another. So it just was quite the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, the ringleader comment that yes, it was never a matter of, the ringleader. We all agreed with each other when it came to certain most topics. And that's why I felt like we were so close. Mine might have been highlighted a little bit more because I'm very vocal. I communicate with everybody. I feel like my communication is through the roof. And the same thing with, Taylor and Nick. Is just, again, mine might have been highlighted a little bit more, but it was never a matter of like, oh, go do this for me, go do that, go do this, do that. Like, we all helped each other out one way or another throughout the villa, whether it was Taylor helping me with making breakfast, whether it was Nick helping me, giving me some advice on how to move about a certain situation. Like, we all bounced off each other when it came to, how to move without through the villa. Regarding to the type relationships that, we've built, like, I was really, really sad to see Nick go because, again, I've dealt with some really, really dark days in the villa of just missing home and missing family and friends because we're isolated from that. We can't reach out and call them with a question about how to move through this. We got to deal with the emotions head on in the villa. So, when that person leaves and that you feel that's the person you closest to, it's like, damn, but I feel like a part of me has just left in this villa. And it was tough, but we definitely, made it through the process. We made it through the fire, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the ringleader accusations, everybody thinks you should be on Big Brother now. I think you would be an excellent Big Brother player, Big Brother traders, something like that. So we need to get you back on TV after
Yeah,
Um, and lastly, I know y'all aren't too hip to social media right now because you're on your phones,
Yeah.
but you all spoke about, kind of knowing each other, so to speak,
yeah,
on the show. But the internet has these crazy theories where they think that you all like knew each other so, so well before this competition and show. So can you just clarify what the extent of your relationship was before getting to the
Yeah.
villa? Because it's so many things.
I want to say like the knowing each other could be used very loosely
Uh,
as well too, because we met outside of a club in NYC.
yeah.
So with that being said, like we exchanged each other's social media. Like I didn't even give him my phone number because I'm like, boy, you know. But it's like we had each other on social media, and as people could see, like he's been in my comments, I've been in his. Like he might have been in my DMs, like stuff like that. But nothing too crazy. Where it's like from at least what I'm hearing now is that we have kids, we've lived together, all these crazy things. And it just goes to show the internet is crazy. Like
yeah.
even Amaya is someone that I've known before we got into this thing. Even seeing her was a shocker to me because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing
And
here?
then,
Andreina was another person that I knew. So it's like, yo, like this is actually crazy. Like it was a joke of like, oh, Chelley knows everybody, and
Yeah.
even the other guys knowing each other
I
too.
knew
Like
Pepe. I knew Pepe before
Oh,
coming into this experience. I knew Nick and Jeremiah knew
knew
each other
each other.
a
They
month,
worked together
worked together
before.
a month.
Like,
Yeah,
so it's just a thing of like, this is out of our hands. We just show up. We get the
exactly,
invite and we show up. It's a
exactly.
whole process to come onto Love Island. So it's like, I know they go through extensive research to dot their I's, cross their T's. So, I mean, it wasn't a secret that we follow each other on social media and
Yeah,
stuff. So it's like, but as far as to say a relationship before this and kids and a house and this and that, it's
yeah.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
we were definitely friends on Instagram, but anything past that, he's in LA, I was in New York at the time. Like
yeah.
it's not that.
Someone who lives in New York City, it's nothing to meet somebody out one night. You follow you on Instagram, and then maybe a few months later, you're like, who is this person? When did I meet them? But I haven't,
Yeah.
I
Exactly, and
followed
it
them.
really is
Like,
like that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's crazy that, like, I mean, I don't know. These people don't know us. They don't know me. Like, these are our allegations and stuff. But if you know anything about New York City, you can run into literally anybody and meet
Yeah.
anybody. So, I mean, hopefully that answers all these people's questions. But it was very funny to hear all these crazy ass things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Case closed. Case closed. Well, thank you both so, so much for chatting with me. I enjoyed seeing you on this season. Wish you could have one more episode, but congratulations on the show so far, and I best of luck in the future. Hopefully, we see y'all pop up on reality TV again soon. We need more.
Maybe, I
Um,
don't know.
but thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
and enjoy the
much.
rest of your day.